Hello friends, welcome back to Heartscapes, where we are practicing Reiki at the intersection of self-reflection, spiritual practice, and social action. My name is Michaela, welcome back. We are in the midst of our 21-day Reiki practice, combining meditations in the system of Reiki with poetry. And I am feeling really delighted today, first of all, because it is a beautiful pre-spring day, and I get to be outside in a place that I love with a person that I love to spend time with and get to share that with you. So we're here at Davis Community Church, which is my home church, a place that I have a lot of wonderful history with, and Chris Erdman is the pastor here. He is also an author, a poet, an all-around fantastic person, possibly a warlock. Just kidding. Chris is going to read to us today from a book that he wrote that I have been working with for some time and love quite a bit. It is called What's Hid Beneath the Bones of This Great Tree. Chris, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've chosen for us today?
Sure. So the book is made up of 30 poems. And they're prose poems, so that people who don't like poetry might get duped into thinking they're reading a book, though it's a very short book in that sense.
It's brilliant.
It also has some artwork with it. But these poems are linked together to tell a story about loss, grief, resiliency, and recovery. So it came from a dream that I worked with in analysis for a while, and then I worked it into a poem and a series of paintings that are included in the book. So the poem I'll read is the first poem that sets everything up. It's a story about a descent into the earth through the roots of a tree to face some deep past trauma, and through grief to recover and to find a way forward. So this is the first poem of 30.
Beautiful. All right, and so we're going to get to experience this poem in the midst of our practice. So let's go ahead and settle in. So just taking a moment, I'm going to set our posture for practice. If you've been with me for this journey so far, you know that we're going to set the posture of our body, of our breath, and of our mind. And so allowing our body to feel supported by the structure below and by the earth below that. Being held upright by the structure of our body so that we can easily allow the muscles of the belly and the shoulders to be soft. I just invite you to take a couple of breaths and intentionally relax the muscles of your belly, letting the strength of your back hold you upright as you do so. We so often hold our belly tight in a protective shield in front of us, and so it can take some invitation to relax into this posture. And as we do, we bring our breath into posture for practice, allowing the breath to move easily in and out of the body, and allowing the softness of our belly to invite the breath in and down and low into the body. Allowing the belly to expand with the inhale and gently contract with the exhale. Allowing our body and our breath to align together into a place of supported softness. As we do, we bring our mind into posture for practice, focusing our attention on the sensation of the breath moving in and down and into our low belly, drawing our attention, focusing our mind at the center of our body, just below the belly button, 2 inches, and deep into the center of the body. Just invite you to take a few breaths and practice drawing your attention and resting your focus in your low belly. you to notice the sense of rootedness that comes as we focus here. The sensation of being connected to the earth at all times, nourished and held. And as we continue to breathe in this way, settling our mind into the center of our being, our rooted place, I invite you to receive the words of this poem, breathing them in and down, taking them in, and letting them work upon you in this moment.
Somewhere deep inside the earth, something familiar lives. I feel it in my bones. I heard a sigh just now, a gasp that's rising from the earth beneath my feet, as if some sad and hidden thing tried desperately to let itself be heard. A wisp of memory flits through my brain, then flees and leaves a hint of what it tried to say. I taste the color blue, midnight in its hue and bitter in my mouth. Suddenly I'm cold and sad, a sorrow deep and unexplained. This sadness is a heavy weight. It pulls me down, my cheek pressed to the ground. In grief I neither want nor understand. The stars have fallen from the sky, the earth's in disarray. The gods are dead or fled before this travesty. But something living's hidden deep among the bones of this great tree.
Continuing to breathe into your belly. Let's just sit with this for a few breaths. From this rooted and centered place, I invite you to ask yourself, what is hidden for me beneath the bones of this great tree? Let's sit with that question as we take 5 more breaths together. Bringing your attention back to the sensation of your breath and following an exhale up and out, back into the spaces around you as you give yourself a gesture of completion. Feel to share that in this space?
Well, I love being surrounded by trees, and they can't see it, but we've got redwoods and elms and raywood ash, who knows what else. And then I'm aware of the sounds of the city around us, children playing, cars moving, and then just keep coming back, rooted, feeling my own roots in the space.
Yeah, I kind of love that we're in the midst of the noise and cacophony. I don't know how much of that is coming through to all of you, but I often say if we can't practice in the midst of life, then what good is our practice, right? If we need to remove ourselves from life to sink into it, then it's not serving us well. So I appreciate this opportunity to practice that and to continue to work with this writing that you shared with us. You know, that first page, that first poem was so compelling to me when I first read it. It just really drew me into the question, of what is there beneath the surface that perhaps we're not seeing, we're not feeling, we're not choosing to look at. Maybe we don't even know to look. And the journey that you take us on here, it's both very personal, like a personal story, but there's also this compelling universality to it. I know I found myself in that story, and I suspect that many other people do as well. So friends, I invite you to check out this book. We will share a link to it down in the description below. I hope that this has been compelling for you as it has for me, and that you take it into the rest of your day. And wherever you journey from here, wherever your day takes you, may you be deeply provisioned for it. Thanks so much for joining us. Till next time, I love you. Bye.